Alright, digital applications, welcome back. We'll continue to work with Microsoft Word, and we are going to pick up where we left off with how to build a website version 2, which we did on the previous video. If you haven't done the other Word activities, please make sure that you go back and you do them in order. Otherwise, the steps that we do today are not going to make sense because you won't have the document written. Alright. So here we go. We're going to look in Microsoft Office Home. Once you get to Microsoft Office 365, where we see the thumbnails for the different programs, down below you're going to see the thumbnails for the different assignments that you have done. If you can't find how to build a website on these thumbnails, you can look down and you can see a list this way. We should actually be working with how to build a website version 2, V2, and that is where, after typing it up, we added some different formatting. In version 2, just a quick recap, we added different styles like title style and intense reference. We added some different formatting like alignments, as well as we worked with spacing after paragraphs. As we went down, we applied kind of a special format to our headings. Our paragraphs themselves are 1.5 space line spacing, found here. And we also changed them to justified paragraph alignment, which flattens the edge on both sides. We have multiple pages, 5 pages in all. We've had a header and footer attached to these from the very first assignment. Alright, and today we're going to continue sprucing this up and using some of the other options that are available. Before we get too far into this, the very first thing that we want to do is we want to change our version number. We're adding new information. We want to protect the old document and start working on a new document with the same text. So we're going to begin by clicking on File, Save As, and we're going to click Save As. This time we're going to call it How to Build a Website V3 for version 3. In this way, we're keeping track of our different versions, and those versions track with the different assignments that we've done. Assignment 1 is version 1, Assignment 2, version 2, Assignment 3, version 3, and so on. Alright. We're going to start off talking a little bit about symbols and like little kind of pictures and doodads that we can use to kind of spruce up the look of our document. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little icon next to our title. I'm going to click to the right of How to Build a Website. I'm going to add a space bar. So there's a little space between this and what I'm going to add. What I'm going to add is found in the Insert tab. Looking at the far right, we have emojis. Yes, we have emojis in Office 365. I got to be perfectly honest here. I think that in most circumstances, emojis they're not professional. They don't usually look particularly good, and so you should be careful about when and how you use emojis in academic work. Okay, if you're doing a paper for a professor, they're probably not going to want to see emojis sprinkled throughout your document. But I did want to show you, like from here in the emoji tab, we have some different smiley faces. Down at the bottom here, we have the option for more emojis. I'm going to click on more emojis, and you can see a huge list of different emojis, like you might see on your phone. The one that we are going to use is going to be in the Objects button with the light bulb symbol. Okay, and we are talking about websites, so what we are going to do is we are going to add this little laptop computer icon. I click on that, it's going to add it. Now we can't see because this is covering it up, but there. Alright, here I can see my little emoji has appeared. I'm going to close this, press X, and now I've got how to build a website with my laptop emoji. Okay. In a similar area here, we have this list of symbols. I'm going to click on this just to show you what we have available here. In this list, we have some very common symbols that can be used. The trademark sign, registered sign. We can see, some other things that are available here. Down at the bottom, I do have a list for more symbols, and we'll get to that in a moment. But at first, we're going to go and we're going to find the website name GoDaddy, which we typed into our document. So let's go back and review our Find tool. I'm going to click on Home, and on the far right, I'm going to click on Find. And to the left here in my navigation bar, I'm going to type GoDaddy. And I'm going to see that there is one result of GoDaddy written here, assuming I typed it correct. And now that I've found it, I'm going to close my navigation pane and click directly to the right of GoDaddy. Alright, so GoDaddy is a company, and we are going to show that that is a trademarked company name. I don't know that it's actually a trademarked company name. That's like a legal procedure, but I just want to add a symbol here. So making sure my cursor is to the right of GoDaddy, I'm going to click on Insert, go over to Symbol, and I'm going to go ahead and click Trademark. There you go. And so here I can see GoDaddy with the superscript TM. You might have seen this on different labeling, advertisements, packaging. Alright, now we're going to go into a different area and add some symbols in a different way. So here in symbols, I can click on more symbols. I want to show you that really quick. In here we have a list of some other symbols that are available to us, but you see it's relatively limited. It's 6 by 10 across or something like that, 10, 12 across. So yeah, maybe like 70, 80 symbols here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close this. What I want to do is I want to create my lists, step 1, 2, 3, and 4, as like a checklist. And so I'm going to use a specialized bullet here. Highlighting steps 1 through 4, we're going to go and we're going to click on the Home tab, and in the paragraph group I can see my bullets button. If I click on the little arrow down, here I can see my bullet library, and I can see that there's some different bullets available. My list will probably look different than yours because it will update itself with the most recent symbols that you've used. Okay? Down here, there's an option that we are going to select called Define New Bullet. And in here, we have a similar list of different symbols that we can use. And furthermore, if I click here in the font group and I expand this list, I can see that there is a huge number of different fonts. So I can do symbols in all these different fonts. Now, there's a lot in here, but a couple places where you can start looking at symbols that are kind of interesting and cool are these ones that are called webdings and wingdings. Alright, this list is in alphabetical order, so if it's not at the top of your list, it should be down in the W's. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead, we're going to look in wingdings really quick. and see what's available there. Here you can see some very kind of unique symbols. And I encourage you on your own time to go and look at Wingdings 1, Wingdings 2, and Webdings to see what different symbols are available there. Some of them are kind of cool if you wanted to add something, you know, little icons to your documents. We are going to use a checkbox. The checkbox is going to be found here at the bottom of Wingdings. It's a little box with a check mark in it. You'll notice that there's a little character code 00FE that represents like an ASCII code. I'm not going to go into that, but at any rate, it's marked as a character code. I can go ahead and I can click Insert, and you'll see that I now have this listed as a bulleted list, and at the beginning of each line I have a checkbox. All right. Step 1, check. Step 2, check. Step 3, check. Step 4, check. All right. Let's cut to the next piece here. Down under Build Each Page, we're going to use this idea of kind of specialized checkboxes to create a unique look here. This page here is talking about building different pages and creating different folders for your images, etc. Okay, so we are going to create a list, and let me actually cut this here early so I'm not pressed for time, and I'm going to create a second video that's going to show us how to do that, and that will wrap up our website version 3. Okay, I'll be right back.